Well, welcome everybody to the 2020 Liberty Common High School Academic Awards Night. This is a special night for us. We're excited to host you here tonight via a Zoom webinar. Sorry, I just got a message that we cannot hear me. Oh, sorry. Some people are saying they can't hear me, some are. Sorry for the little last minute adjustments. I would say if you can't hear me, you probably want to unmute your computer. You might have your computer muted. But anyway, thanks so much for being here and joining us tonight in this unique format. This is really one of the most special events of the year. It's something I look forward to every single year, and really where we get to honor the excellence of the excellent effort and the excellent achievements of our students. Really, just being a student at Liberty Common High School is an amazing feat to be successful here at Liberty, and to be a student and taking courses and doing well in your courses. Just being a student at Liberty is noteworthy in and of itself. Tonight we get to honor those whose academic excellence is impressive to the next level. And so we're excited to do that tonight. Our faculty is queued up here in the panelist room. We've got a great presentation of awards and a description of student achievement tonight here for you. And we're just so thankful that you would join us. We're looking forward to the evening, and hope you enjoy this. This is being recorded, so we will put a link to this recording in the Common Sense. So if you do want to share it, please do feel free to share this with others who might not be able to be here with us live in attendance tonight. So with that being said, I will hand it over to our next presenter. Dr. Robinson is going to walk through some honor roll.
It is my distinct pleasure to announce the names of those students who have earned their way onto the honor roll for the 2019-2020 school year. This shows some particular fortitude to finish strong despite fourth quarter disruptions this year. We recognize honor roll in 3 categories: 3.5 to 3.74, 3.75 to 3.99, and 4.0. We use the simple GPA calculations for this status. Since we are not quite done with the school year, it is possible that some students will earn their way into a higher bracket than we announced tonight over the next week and a half. If that is the case, we are happy to give you a pin and certificate for the higher bracket. As I proceed through the honorees, the names will be visible to you on the screen. I will therefore not read each name out loud. Students. If we were in person, the audience would be wildly cheering after each category. That's not possible in our webinar, but please know that we are all cheering for you and very proud of your accomplishments. So we'll move to the first category. The 7th grade honor roll in the category of 3.5 to 3.74 is as follows. These 7th graders have worked hard all year and have earned this very impressive cumulative grade point average for the entire year. Next, the 8th grade honor roll for 3.5 to 3.74. It's inspiring to see this significant group of 8th graders and all that they've done throughout these 2 semesters to get to this status. That shows some real dedication. Our next group, 9th graders who earned an academic letter with a 3.4 to 3.74 average GPA, are as follows below. Congratulations to you, 9th graders. Our next category, 10th graders who earned an academic letter with a 3.5 to 3.74 GPA. That's this group here, and an impressive group it is, and some very hard work represented. Congratulations, 10th graders. Our next group, 11th graders who earned an academic letter with a 3.5 to 3.74 GPA. Congratulations to this group. They've been working hard for a long time and a lot of years, and we're excited to have them as rising seniors in this next year for us. Congratulations, 11th graders and 12th graders, finally, with an academic letter with a GPA of 3.5 to 3.74. A large and impressive group. Way to go, seniors. Way to finish strong and push through to your last quarter with this really remarkable conclusion. Thank you. Next category. So now we move to the 3.75 to 3.99 range. And here are our 7th graders who have earned honor roll status at that range. Way to go, 7th graders. Very, very impressive work. Next group, 8th graders who have earned honor roll with a 3.75 to 3.99. Way to go, 8th graders, for this impressive accomplishment and for your hard work all year long. Next group, 9th graders who have earned an academic letter with a 3.75 to 3.99 GPA for this school year. Again, this is the simple GPA calculation, no waiting for honors or AP classes. Way to go, students, for those excellent scores. Next group, 10th graders who earned an academic letter with a 3.75 to 3.99 GPA. Great students. It's fun to look through here and see so many common last names, siblings who have earned in different categories at different grade levels. Way to go, students. Way to go, families. So our next group in this category, 11th graders who have earned an academic letter with a 3.75 to 3.99 GPA. I'll tell you, that is an impressive accomplishment in junior year. That's a very challenging year, a lot of really wonderful classwork that's gone into that, and a lot of things that they've learned. Well done, 11th graders. And finally in this category, our seniors. Look at the size of that group. It took us 3 columns to display the seniors who have earned an academic letter with a 3.75 to 3.99. Excellent work, a strong finish. These students are ready to head off to the next stage of life with a lot of success behind them. Well done. And now we move on to our final category, the 4.0 category. Look at this group of 7th graders who got perfect A's in both semesters. Very hard work, very steady, and a significant accomplishment. We're very impressed with you 7th graders. Well done with that 4.0. Next group, 8th graders who earned a 4.0 average. Look at these students who have just been so steady and worked so hard. 8th grade is a challenging year with Latin and composition and history and science. This is impressive and steady work. Well done, 8th graders. We are very proud of you. Next group, 9th graders who earned an academic letter with a 4.0. 9th grade too is a challenging year. Of course, they're all challenging. 9th grade, they do some amazing literature in their English class. They have economics, a lot of challenging coursework, biology, and these students earned a 4.0 between both semesters. Well done, 9th graders, on that impressive status. Next group, 10th graders who earned an academic letter with a 4.0, a very impressive group. Students who are ready for their junior year, ready to start the application process for colleges and to knock that SAT out of the park. We're very proud of you, 10th graders. Well done with that 4.0. 11th graders who earned an academic letter with a 4.0. Excellent, excellent work in that, again, very challenging 11th grade year with American Lit and physics, and to have absorbed all that knowledge and still managed to get perfect scores in both semesters is no small accomplishment. We are very proud of you, 11th graders. Well done. And our final group, 12th graders with an academic letter and a 4.0. Well done to these seniors for finishing in the strongest possible way. No senior slide or decline in their last semester here. These students finished strong, kept strong right to the end, and finished their educational journey here at Liberty and Style. We are very proud of you and salute you, 12th graders who earned a 4.0. Well done. That is it for our honor roll. Before I hand over the mic to someone else, I want to give a recognition, as we typically do each year, to students who have earned National Merit Finalist status. This is a very intense scholarship competition that involves multiple stages in the process. We were able to announce in the fall that these students were National Merit semifinalists, and we're now very pleased to honor them for moving on to the next stage of the competition and earning that designation as National Merit Finalists. Well done to Paige Moore, Simon Hippo-Costello, and Kobe Douglas. Congratulations.
All right, our English teachers are going to be up here to present some awards. English teachers, who we got queued up first? 7th grade award.
Good evening. In 7th grade English, students take the lessons they've learned in writing, grammar, and reading comprehension and begin to apply their knowledge to the skills of literary analysis through the study of composition. This year, one 7th grade student rose above, Clara Albright. Not only did she consistently make top scores on every assignment, big or small, throughout the year, she is ending this year with the highest average in 7th grade English. But what's even more wonderful was her solid mastery of 500 Greek and Latin roots, her strong command of the skills of composition, and above all, her insight and depth of analysis of the literary works we read in each class. Each time she raised her hand during a class discussion, I knew she would offer mature insight on the literary themes we were analyzing, and the class as a whole was better for it. Congratulations, Clara, on your well-deserved achievement.
Hello, good evening. My name is Lander Holton, the 8th grade English teacher, and I am honored this night to award Eloise just this year, but it has tackled the transition with fortitude and persistence. Her love of literature was clear from day one. She passionately challenged herself to explore the deeper themes in the books we studied. She wrestled with what it means to be truly courageous, pondered the dangers of disguising our true self with a false personality, and explored how best to stand up to injustice. In her quiet, thoughtful way, Eloise took to heart the study of literature. Authors did not write books to teach students literary terms and new vocabulary words. Authors are fellow humans wrestling with the human condition. Ella likewise did not just read books and write papers. She experienced literature with new eyes, as C.S. Lewis encourages us to do, saying that our own eyes are not enough. We must see through the eyes of others. Her attentiveness, sensitivity, kindness, in short, her humanity, is what has made her such a great student of literature. Congratulations, Ella. And I also am lucky to award this year's 8th grade composition award, at least the first of two. And I'd like to award this year's 8th grade composition award to Grace Folkers. Grace is a writer. This became clear to me last fall in composition as she wrote powerful essays. It became clearer that writing essays was not drudgery, nor even duty for her. It was delight. Writing is an art she seeks to grow in. I became used to her asking questions on how to improve. Even after receiving an A+ on one essay, she hounded me until I gave her something she could work on. And then this spring, I was delighted when, of quarantine, she was not only discussing frequently the poetry that we were studying, but she was writing poetry of her own. In one of her sonnets, Moon Estate at Southside Cemetery, she wrote that veterans' souls come out of their graves. Listen to this incredible line. And still their distant vintage voices sing, and through the mighty mountaintops they shall ring. Great Grace writes with grace, if you'll excuse the pun. I cannot wait to see how her writing will continue to grow. Congratulations, Grace. And next up, Mackenzie Wiggs will present the second composition award.
Good evening, everyone. I'd hope that you would join me in congratulating Abby Dayharsh for winning the Composition Award for my half of the 8th grade class. Abby writes with joy. She can hardly contain her expressions, jotting down ideas in every place that she can grab, even occasionally writing down thoughts that she'll add later to her writing assignments in her homework agenda when she runs out of other paper or doesn't want to forget an idea that's come into her head. She's participated all year or all semester long with intelligence and thought and creativity, and she tries hard and works to improve in any way that she can in her writing. Abby sees the world clearly, and she strives through her writing to express that worldview to other people, and that is the magic of writing compositions, is helping people see how we see the world. She's done a fantastic job. Congratulations, Abby.
All right, I am Mrs. Renstrom, and I'm here to present the Western Literature Award. I'm presenting it this year to Jacob Wilde. And Jacob is an astonishingly good student. His standards for scholarship are very high. He holds himself to that high standard, and just in an unrelenting way, he had the highest average in the class all year and never relinquished that. So that's pretty admirable in terms of his ability to just perform in a consistent and determined manner. I have to just tell one short story about Jacob. So unbeknownst to me, when we were teaching, when I've been teaching Inferno the last few weeks, when we started out, I was not aware that Jacob spoke Italian and had lived in Italy. And finally, we were talking about one of the terms in Italian, and he schooled me on how to pronounce the term terza rima. And it just was funny because it occurred to me, he must have been wincing the entire first week of the Inferno, listening to me butcher the Italian language, but he was so kind about it and so gentle. He just laughed. So that was a great moment in my classroom to suddenly have a student who actually knew some Italian. So thank you, Jacob, for schooling me on how to say terza rima, and I probably still butchered it. But I'm going to continue to school you in English. I'm going to pass on to you one of my favorite books. Can't see it quite here, but it's Ben Crystal's book, Shakespeare on Toast, Getting a Taste for the Bard, Lightly Salted. And I hope you enjoy it. So look for that coming to you. Thank you for being such an awesome student, Jacob.
All right, this year's winner of the British Literature Award for Excellence in Being Excellent is Jack Wilde. Anyone who knows Jack knows that he's a good student, one devoted to genuine understanding and thoughtful completion of his work. But what makes him an especially good literature student, unique among peers of comparable merit, is his humility and his wonder. The former has made him one of the most teachable students I've ever met, and he's more attentive than he is critical. He's one in whom empathy finds a ready home. Yet he has a no less discerning mind and a developed conscience. His sense of wonder means that he appreciates the beauty in what he hears and reads. He lets it move him, and then he emulates its qualities in his own academic work. We were all forced to scale the black slopes of Mount Zoom, as I like to call it, and then cast our eyes into its glowing chasms. He was the Samwise who kept his spirits up and remained determined to see the quest through to the end. Thank you, Jack, and congratulations. And while all the applause settles in your hearts, I transition now to my next award, the Senior Writing Award, and this year's recipient is Miss Lily Wilson. I'm very pleased at last to honor Miss Wilson for her exceptional rhetorical gift. I remember being so impressed with her sophomore essays, which displayed such mature insight and lovely and lucid prose. Now that she's a senior, she adds to her eloquence greater philosophical depth, and one might call it poetic artistry, often touched with a strange and subtle humor. Across all subjects, I and my colleagues have come to associate Lily with work of exceptional quality that bears the fingerprint of a wise and an imaginative soul. Congratulations, Lily.
Hello, good evening. I'm Jared Dubzinski, and I will be presenting the American Literature Award. My American Literature Award goes to Justin Clean. Justin smiles like the cat who ate the canary, but he didn't just eat a canary, at least to my knowledge. It's just the smile of someone who knows something others might not, that life is waiting with the gift of the next moment. It's a childish way to view life, and of course, thus completely true and realistic. Justin thus came ready for the next artist every day, the next work, the next discussion with expectation and receptive humility. He worked so hard this year, and it paid off in the currency of joy. He sought my input on his final paper multiple times, well knowing that each meeting would ask him to go deeper and write clearer, but he only exuded gratitude. When he turned in that paper, he knew he'd created something he loved, and he was excited to share that love with me. Justin, you're a worthy recipient of my American Literature Award, and a copy of Flannery O'Connor's Complete Stories is on its way to your house via a little mom and pop operation called Amazon. Justin, thank you, and congratulations. I also get to present the next award, which is my Writing Award. And this goes to Miss Grace McCormick. Grace is aptly named. She extends grace to others, and her writing style is filled with it. Lander, you got in before me on that. Come on. Wait, writing style is filled with it. Sorry, that's a lousy use of the passive voice, Grace. You're wincing. Let me try that again. Grace fills her writing style with grace. No, that's terrible. One more time. Grace fills Miss McCormick's prose. There we go. I joke, but writing is hard work, and sometimes it flows and sometimes it just doesn't. Grace fine-tunes her writing and ideas until they ring and really say something worth saying. Her papers show the same signs of careful tenacity that she brings to everything in my class, and from what I can tell, to everything in her life. But Grace, you show preference and patience to those around you. You lift up all of us. You set up the success of others rather than flouting your own, even though you had like a dang 98% in my class all year. Not sure how that's even possible. Grace, you challenge my own character. Thank you for an amazing year. And a copy of Flannery also is flowing to your house via the Amazon. Congratulations.
I'm coming, here I am. Okay, all right, just didn't want to unmute. Hi there, everyone. I'm Mrs. Bradley, and I'm here to present the first of the Science Awards. So I'll be starting out with 7th grade Science Award. I am honored and it's a pleasure to be able to present to you the awards to Jack Friesen and Brooklyn Cardenas. All right, and science, it's not just about getting everything right all the time, although these two tend to get things right most of the time. Their grade is fantastic, off the charts, but it's not just that I like to award science awards. Both of these have other skills that lead to making fantastic scientists. Jack, you don't just complete the tasks in labs, but you interact with the process, and that's what I love. You interact with the process, and with enthusiasm and with curiosity. Your challenging and thought-provoking questions in my lectures make my teaching so much fun. Keep asking those questions. Don't stop being curious. Brooklyn, your attention to detail and thoroughness has led me to oftentimes use your work as my answer key. You are that thorough, that complete, that neat. Your accuracy and focus and eagerness to participate in my classroom discussions and to lead in group activities really sets a great example for all of your classmates. It's been such a pleasure to have both of you in class, and I am so glad to give you this honor.
My name's John Parsons, and I'm the first year 8th grade science teacher, and it's my pleasure this evening to give the award for the 8th grade science student to Julian Thompson Cox. It's been a pleasure to be a first year teacher this year, and Julian is one of those students that remained at the top of his class through not only the first semester, but is on pace to finish the second semester as well. He's been a joy to have in class and is always searching out a deeper understanding of all the principles and things we've talked about in science. Not only does he participate both when we are in the classroom, but also in Zoom, but he asks those great questions. I remember telling my kids when they were going to school, they'd head out the door and I'd say, ask your teachers good questions. Well, Julian's parents must be doing that because he asks great questions in class, the types of questions that make me want to be a better teacher. Congratulations, Julian.
Hello, everyone. Mrs. Sullivan here. I am pleased to announce that the recipient of the Chemistry Student Award goes to Justin Ackerman. Not only is Justin good at chemistry and helpful to his peers, but he also has a natural curiosity about the world around him. He is often asking, what would happen if, or how could you isolate this substance? I've been most impressed by his tendency to watch science-related YouTube clips about recent discoveries and phenomenon. And I'm blessed by all the tidbits he shared with me. I now know a little bit more about superfluous state carbon dioxide and quantum cooling near absolute zero. Thanks, Justin. It's been an honor to teach him chemistry, and I look forward to hearing about the discoveries that he makes in his future career. Congratulations, Justin. I am also going to give an AP Chemistry award. Sorry, that's my clock chiming. First, it was really hard to narrow down the recipients for AP Chemistry. I just want to give a little shout out to all of my AP Chem students. It's been such a blessing to teach you for the past 2 years, and I'm proud of everything that you've been able to accomplish. The AP Chemistry Award goes to Isaac Lewis. Isaac is the perfect blend of academics and virtue. And for 2 years, I've been able to experience his quiet but intelligent demeanor. He's not one to blurt out correct answers. Instead, he is patient, allowing others to also think about the question. Then, when he does share his input, it is thoughtful and reflective. Additionally, he is willing to help his peers understand the particular content in both the classroom and the laboratory setting. Well done, Isaac, and I wish you the best in your biomedical and chemical engineering career.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Stefanovic, and I have taught physics for my first time this year. And in my discovery of physics as a cultivation in the natural world, I have come to not only appreciate my own deep feeling of wonder in the natural world, but also my wonder in the resilience and the amazing cultivation that is produced in my students. And while many students have exhibited a great success and understanding, one has stood above the rest, and that's Micah Sanfilippo. Mike has been a pure joy to have in class. Always inquisitive, respectful, and a temper to those louder boys around her. You know who you are. During these past 7 weeks of school, she is amongst the last bastion of students who's kept their videos on, still answered questions without prompting, and somehow managed to do so with an upbeat attitude and with humor. Thank you for your patience with me as I've struggled to learn, to teach, and to grow along with you and your fellow classmates. in order to continue your stoke and wonder in the world, I'll be sending you the book, What If by Randall Munroe, to answer absurd hypothetical questions such as, what would happen to the earth if the sun suddenly switched off? Can I cook an ant with a magnifying glass using moonlight? And how long would it take to slide down a fire pole from the moon to the earth? Micah, I wish you continued wonder in this great world of ours. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Miss Erdevig. AP Physics 2 is a difficult but rewarding course. Molly Ring accepted the challenge with dedication and genuine delight. Her participation brought energy to the classroom, which we all benefited from. Molly also served as an instructional assistant the whole year, as both an act of service and for the sheer enjoyment of reviewing last year's physics concepts as well. Thanks for a great year, Molly.
I'm Dawn Carr. I'm giving the biology award to Dane Reeves. And the word that describes Dane is consistent. Consistent in high quality work, consistent in asking great questions, and consistent in being in class with a smile on his face, even during this time of online schooling. Congratulations, Dane. I'm so proud of you. I'll be sending you one of my favorite books, Sam Keene's The Violinist's Thumb. And I also get to give the Anatomy and Physiology Award this year to Gwen Willis. It has been an absolute joy for me to watch her work hard in pursuit of her own interest in biology and human anatomy this year. She is one of 7 students who took both anatomy and physiology and AP Bio with me, and she's the only junior to do that this year. Congratulations on a great, successful year. I'm going to send you Sam Keene's The Tale of the Dueling Neurosurgeons. And last but not least, the AP Bio Award goes to Ryan Weaver Bidwell. Ryan's another one of my 7 who took both anatomy and AP Bio this year. He was in my room every single day, all year long, 3rd period and 4th period. And he just quietly smiled. He took it all in. He asked questions, and he simply excelled. Thanks for making it an awesome year, Ryan. Congratulations, and I'll be sending you The Tale of the Dueling Neurosurgeons as well.
Miss Erdevig here again. I get to kick off the Computer Science Award with this year's Computer Essentials Award. Not only did Baylor Janelle have some of the top test grades in Computer Essentials, he ended up with the highest final typing speed of any of the 92 7th graders this year. This took tremendous dedication and practice. Baylor broke the improvement record, starting at just 8 words per minute with 54% accuracy and finishing at 66 words per minute with 92% accuracy. He even beat me in a nitro type race once with a speed over 100 words per minute. It will be fascinating to see where his record-breaking determination will take him next. Congrats, Baylor. I also get to present the Intro to Programming Award. So this award goes to Owen Dorlack. Owen doesn't back down from a programming challenge. He asks great questions and finds creative ways to use the tools he's been taught. He's held a perfect grade all semester by seeking out the nuances of the Python programming language and using his in-depth understanding to be an innovative and detail-oriented problem solver. I can't wait to see how his final project turns out. Congrats, Owen.
Well, doing any computer class is difficult when you're not all together. It seems counterintuitive that we're all sitting on our computers and somehow computer classes can be incredibly difficult to do. But working with people who are programming and especially students who are trying to do web design can be incredibly challenging. But Benjamin Sundin is someone who has really impressed me this semester. Not only did he start out strong, but as he continued through the semester, even when we were working from home and doing from classes from home, he was excited to continue to learn and grow and develop his skills in web design. And even now when we're finishing up our final project, he keeps wanting to add and do even better designs and provide a design for his order, which he's doing the website for, and hopefully will get online. And he keeps pushing that envelope in this class. So thank you, Ben. I'm excited to see what your final project is going to look like as well.
My AP Computer Science Award this year goes to Kobe Douglas. Due to his dedication and hard work, Kobe has developed an exceptional grasp of programming. He's one of the few students to complete all of the assignments in my class, which is no small task if just ask anyone who's taken the class. If anyone is going to ask questions, it's Kobe. He always asks probing and clarifying questions that end up benefiting the entire class. Above and beyond this, he also has incredible character. Congratulations, Kobe.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Lannon, and I'm going to be presenting the Engineering Award next, the first half of them. The recipient of this year's Outstanding Student Award in Introduction to Engineering is Amber Krantz. Amber displayed creativity, out-of-the-box thinking, and attention to detail in creating her 3D printed designs. She used Fusion 360 and her engineering knowledge to design a beautiful ballerina pendant and an unusual interlocking elephant box. Amber is thoughtful, perceptive, and appreciative of the engineering knowledge that she is gaining in her day-to-day work, and she also displays perseverance when confronted with difficult tasks. I've been very fortunate to work with Amber in 2 engineering classes this year, plus work with her in competitive robotics, and I've seen her persevere in all of these different contexts. Congratulations, Amber. Next up is the Electrical and Computer Engineering 1 Award, and that is going to go to Kobe Douglas. When we switched to online schooling, I sent home electronics kits with each person, and at the end of the first week, I checked progress, and Kobe had already worked far ahead of the rest of the class. In 1 week, he had worked through activities that usually take the entire class about 3 to 4 weeks. He was not just rushing through the activities to get done. His work throughout the semester has been consistently high in quality and completeness. For his final project, Kobe created an electronic corona safety sensor. His project uses an ultrasonic sensor to assist with social distancing. And if the sensor detects that another person is within 6 feet of the person wearing the sensor, then an alarm tone plays and a message is printed. Kobe had the amusing idea for a possible future version to play the song "Don't Stand So Close to Me" by the Police when the sensor was tripped. Kobe, I think your classmates will agree that it is hard for them to stand close to you, even figuratively. Your thirst for excellence in all that you do is clearly demonstrated every day. Congratulations, Kobe. Next up is Electrical and Computer Engineering 2. Our recipient is David Hill. David has demonstrated a clear understanding of digital logic concepts. David has also shown proficiency with the powerful but sometimes difficult to use professional computer toolset we use to implement our logic circuits. In this course, we started learning about binary numbers. We learned to add numbers using circuits, and we eventually created more advanced circuits such as counters and even a vending machine controller. David, you are definitely a 1 on a scale of 0 to 1. You've been a great addition to the class, and we've known we can count on you. Congratulations, David. Next award is Robotics Engineering, and that award is going to Merrick Randstrom. Merrick has performed extremely well in robotics all semester. He's perceptive and pays close attention to details. When we transitioned to online learning, I had to switch to an inexpensive robotics kit which could be used at home. Merrick has successfully completed all of the challenges, and he's submitted all the work as requested in Google Classroom, and sometimes, as many of you students know, that has not always been easy. He was one of the 4 top students in the Drive to Distance Challenge. The challenge was to drive the robot toward an obstacle and get it to come to a complete stop as close as possible to the obstacle without actually touching or hitting the obstacle. And Merrick brought his robot to a complete stop with a distance of less than ½ centimeter. There will be no stopping Merrick in the future if he continues his dedication to excellence in engineering. Congratulations, Merrick.
Hi, my name is Dr. Luck, and I'll be presenting the next awards for engineering, and my document just disappeared. Let's get that back here. All right. So the first award I'd like to hand out is the Engineering Explorations Award, and the recipient is Jack Friesen. Jack is always ahead of the curve. I truly enjoyed having him in my class because he's always going above and beyond. And when he's finished with his project, he's always helping other students. I'm really sorry not to be able to enjoy his future endeavors in the engineering department and see him work through all the courses that we have because I'm retiring. Okay? Congratulations, Jack. Next up is the award for mechanical engineering, and the recipient for best mechanical engineering student is Justin Kling. Really have to say that Justin has a real knack for computer-aided design, and this was a really close call. There were several of his best friends actually, and they were all doing very well and sort of competing amongst each other. Justin works efficiently. Okay? He is quick, and he's not afraid to try things. Often first to turn in his assignments, but the work is really elegant, and I really enjoy seeing the way he does things. He thinks things out, and I think he's got the makings of a true engineer. Congratulations, Justin. The next up is bioengineering, and the recipient is Justin Ackerman. Okay? Justin is our instructional assistant in engineering, but this award is not for that. It's for his effort and his joyful attitude in bioengineering. It's really not easy to be in bioengineering while you're still in Algebra 2, because we're talking about advanced math concepts, integrating, differentiating, and I was truly impressed by his resourcefulness and skill and attitude when tackling these hard and difficult concepts that are completely new to him. And I saw how he worked on redesigning a prosthetic hand, and was again impressed with his resourcefulness and his skills. So congratulations, Justin. And then last but not least, in engineering, senior design. This is a year-long course where students design something that the concept that they come up with. And Piers has built together, I must say, with Patrick Campbell, that Piers gets the award for having excellent computer-aided design skills. And he built a beautiful model of a 3D printable movie projector. I mean, think about that. Truly impressed with how he writes everything down in his notebook. He truly writes everything down, even if there's nothing to write down. He'll write that down too. He also helped me a lot just understanding the true and deeper meaning of Star Wars, and I'll be forever thankful. Congratulations, Piers.
Hi, I'm Dr. Penning, and I'm so proud of all my students and how they finished up the year, but I'm especially excited to give the 7th grade history award to Clara Albright. Clara brings a passionate interest in history to the classroom, pairs it with her natural sense of curiosity. She's consistently had the highest scores throughout the year, and she's an absolute delight to have in class. So I'm excited to see where she'll go in the future. One of the things we get to talk about in 7th grade history is the 1920s. So Clara will find a copy of the autobiography of Calvin Coolidge, one of the most interesting and underrated presidents in American history, I think, in her locker. And next, I also get to award the Western Civilization Award to Maya Danahauer. Maya is someone who comes to class with a sense of eagerness and enthusiasm. She's consistently inquisitive, sets a good example to everyone around her. She matches her high scores with her high character, and always holds herself to a high standard consistently in the classroom, both academically and in how she treats everyone around her. So Maya will find in her locker a copy of Herodotus's Histories.
All right. In 8th grade, this award is going to go to PJ Rona, something that's probably not going to surprise anybody in 8th grade. In his own section, PJ was a standout student. He could always be counted on to answer questions that no one else in the class could get. Early on in the year, in the first semester, when students were trying to get used to my style and they weren't quite ready for the way I was teaching history, PJ's notes were a coveted commodity, as everyone wanted to see how he was getting the grades he was getting. Throughout the year, when I would change the seating chart, whoever was sitting near PJ would beg me not to move him away from them. And beyond that, he really was a benchmark for the 8th grade history class as a whole. After exams, I would go through grade breakdowns of high scores and low scores and means and medians. And every time I talk about a high score, kids in other classes would say, that was PJ, wasn't it? And finally, after one particular exam where a kid in another section was begging me for a curve, they could think of no better, more persuasive argument than even PJ said it was hard. So PJ did an awesome job. It was a joy to have him. So congratulations, PJ. And then for U.S. history, I'm very happy to give this award to Grace McCormick. Mr. Dubzinski already talked about what a wonderful writer Grace is, and she's shown that in my class. Last semester, she wrote a paper on the Donner Party that was a standout among the 11th graders. It was a wonderful, beautifully written paper. Of course, she's done great all throughout the year, as you'd expect from somebody who's rocking the extremely low score of 102% in my class. And one last thing I want to relate, I embarrassed her already in the year when I said this to the 8th graders, the 8th period class in front of her. She turned in an exam that was quite literally perfect, something I have never seen before. I've seen plenty of good tests, plenty of people who have done a wonderful job, but Grace managed to write this exam with answers and analysis where I would not add or subtract anything to her essays or her answers on that exam. So I bragged on her in that 8th period class and embarrassed her. Now I'm going to do it again. So Grace, you're awesome. I absolutely enjoy having you in class, and I can't wait to read your paper for this semester.
Well, hello, I'm Bob Schaefer, and in addition to being a headmaster, I'm also the instructor for the Principles of Liberty class. The sacred rights of mankind are not to be rummaged for among old parchments or musty records. They are written as with the sunbeam in the whole volume of human nature by the hand of divinity itself, and can never be erased or obscured by mortal power. That's a quote from Alexander Hamilton that we learned and studied early on in the class, and then studied the philosophers that informed Hamilton and inspired Hamilton: Aristotle, Aquinas, Locke, Hobbes, Montesquieu, and many, many others. And so that quote is one that is perfect for the winner of the Alexander Hamilton Award. Here's the volume that goes along with it, for Nicole Harabin. Nicole just devoured the class in terms of the intellectual import of all the philosophers we studied, the meaning of the Declaration of Independence. We follow that into the history of the Constitution. And Nicole, even yesterday we had a world-class scholar who sat in as a guest speaker, and Nicole stayed about 20 minutes after, just engaging him in conversation about the Federalist Papers and these words of Hamilton and the philosophy surrounding him. So Nicole gets the award, and I want to, we'll drop this off in your locker or stop by my office and get it. And we'll finish with another Hamilton quote that reminds me of Nicole. He said, "Men give me credit for some genius. All the genius that I have lies in this. When I have a subject in hand, I study it profoundly. Day and night, it is before me. My mind becomes pervaded with it. Then the effort that I have made is what people are pleased to call the fruit of genius. It is the fruit of labor and thought. And that is exactly the way Nicole has approached the class. So thank you for that. And congratulations on being the recipient of this year's Alexander Hamilton Award.
Good morning, good evening, everybody. My name is Jason Mayer. I get the honor and privilege of presenting the next 3 awards here. And before I do, just full disclosure here, I did not crack my grade book at all when determining what awards I was going to give out this year. Grades aren't really always the best. Sometimes they are, in the best of times, imprecise approximations of student learning. In a time of pandemic, I suppose they're even less valuable. So instead of worrying about grades at this point, I asked myself 3 questions. Which of my students most thinks like a historian? Which of my students most models being a historian? And what student, in my estimation, goes to the greatest lengths to inspire a love of history? When I asked myself these 3 questions, the following students came to mind. The first student that came to mind was Jack Wilde. He will be receiving my Excellence in World History Awards here. Here's an individual who is deeply intellectually curious, but also an individual who very much thinks like a historian. And case in point, last semester working on the Unit 2 study guide, and whereas most students who were working on the study guide tended to, point to the portions of their notes or the portions of the text that might answer a question, that wasn't Jack's bag. Rather, instead, what he would do is he would engage the people that he was working with, asking them to take on the historical perspectives of the people that were being questioned here. And he always tried to get people who worked with him to think in those terms and not just in the mere terms that most students think of in here. All right, a really great student. I look forward to what he will accomplish in history in the future. For excellence in AP US History, and this award is going to go to Anto Torres Peralta. What can I say about Anto at this point here? She definitely, thinks very deeply like a historian and definitely is a model of how a historian thinks as well. I'll never forget, I was coming off the plane landing in Denver after the AP US History reading last year, and my phone starts blowing up when I hit the tarmac here. I'm expecting my wife. It's not my wife, it's actually Anto. Anto's emailing me at this point talking about next year's AP US History course and her concerns that she didn't really understand all that much about American history. But more to the point, she asked the question, Mr. Mayor, what can you give me as a resource that will really help me understand how Americans see the world and how they think? If there's any, question that historians often ruminate on more than that, I can't find one. That was just a very mature kind of it really is very clear to me that a study of US history for her is a true labor of love, and for that I'm infinitely grateful. All right, my final award that I'd like to present this evening is for excellence in American government here, and the individual that I have chosen for this award here is Alexia Armitage. Now, Alexia, at this point, I've had her as a student for 3 years at this point. I know she thinks like a historian. I know she models being a historian. But of all my students that I think have ever gone to greatest lengths to inspire people to actually have a deep and it would be Alexia here. Case in point, last semester we were doing final projects, and the last project that we did in class had to do with the structure and the function of Congress here. She came up with a 10-minute long video presentation of how Congress operated here, and it was much like a Jimmy Fallon skit, replete with the costume, with the monologue, with the thank you notes here. It was just a tremendous presentation in here. But usually I find that when students use humor as a means of trying to convey a message, usually they're trying to convey a sarcastic message or a critical message here. That was not what I saw with Alexia here. When she was, engaging in her level of humor here, I really noticed among her classmates a edification of American history, and I am so appreciative of that. Now, you might be wondering at this point, what will you guys be getting from me as an award? You won't be getting anything from me in your locker next week. The Barnes & Noble Ferry will be visiting you, so be very careful as you clean out your lockers.
Okay, it is my turn. I have 4 awards, 2 for each of my classes. The first one for AP US Government is the John Adams Distinction for Excellence in Politics and Government. And I am happy to give this award to Lenore Lawing. John Adams was a lawyer, a revolutionary, political theorist, president, and an outstanding citizen. I think Lenore fits this model perfectly. This award is given to the student who best engages in the study of political science and philosophy. They've achieved far above their peers. They've done visible and unseen efforts in their studies. They offer intelligent and deliberate thoughts to our class. They understand our federal republic perhaps better than most. And so I am very pleased to award this to her. Many know of our infamous disagreements and discussions long into the passing period, possibly to her next chagrin. But I'm sad I will not have that opportunity again, but I am happy to give the John Adams Award to Lenore. Okay, my next award is the John Marshall Award for Constitutional Study, and Nicole Harabin is the recipient for this one. John Marshall, one of the most important Chief Justices of our Supreme Court, had perhaps one of the best understandings of our constitutional republic, second only to the Federalist and Anti-Federalist debate. Nicole fits this so very well. She has a keen understanding of how not just laws, but the constitutional structure itself flows and is connected to itself. I think she would do the Chief Justice proud. I hope she pursues a future devoted to preserving our Constitution and not journalism, but that's a personal joke between her and me. So thank you. Well done, Nicole. For economics, this is a favorite class of mine. This is a class that is truly devoted to the principles of freedom. And the Frederick Bastiat Freedom Award for Economics goes to Abby Tate. As the first day that Abby walked into my class, she was saying, "Have you read this? Have you read that?" I'm like, "Girl, chill. I've had barely time to prepare for my lectures." Abigail is just a outstanding contributor to our class discussions, and she has an almost innate understanding of how freedom is a prerequisite for human flourishing. She's exemplified a genuine desire to understand both the material and immaterial blessings of a free society. And I'm happy that she can take the award named for a man who believed that anything other than the protection of life, liberty, and property is a perversion. So well done, Abigail, our Frederick Bastiat Freedom Award recipient. And last but certainly not least, the Adam Smith Scholar. This recognition award goes to a student who is just beyond inquisitive. Cole Cachet is the recipient this year. He is the Adam Smith Scholar. He's been in my first hour every both semesters. He is the joy and the curse of first hour because he is what makes first hour 50 minutes long, not 45, and what throws off the rest of my schedule. But it's always on point. It's always on discussions and questions that get to the heart of economics. And Adam Smith, the father of economics, Adam Smith did not actually consider himself an economist first. He considered himself a moral theorist, a moral philosopher. And the recipient, the Adam Smith Scholar, they find the study of economics not simply as a science of human behavior, but as a pursuit in achieving a better world for the entire human race. And Cole has a heart of gold and a genuine desire to make the world better. So well done to the Adam Smith Scholar, Cole Cachet.
Yay, it's math. I get to present the Pre-Algebra Award. My name is Becky Salahi, and this year I would like to recognize Ms. Hadley Elgard and give her her final gold star of the year. It's kind of hard to see with my background on, but Hadley is a hard and diligent worker who's flown under the radar all year. She's a fantastic pre-algebra student and extremely patient with those crazy boys in that 8th period class. But she's also quiet and humble. And that's why she took me by surprise that she was my top pre-algebra student for this year. So Hadley, thank you for your humility and your patience and your kindness and all of your hard work this year. Congratulations on being the top pre-algebra student.
Mr. Curry.
Well, it works a lot better if you unmute your microphone. Hi, I'm Larry Curry, one of 2 Algebra 1 teachers here at Liberty. It's my distinct pleasure to announce that Ainsley Burkhalter has earned the Outstanding Algebra 1 Student Award for this school year. With 2 Algebra 1 teachers here at the school, we select the student based upon academic excellence and having earned the highest average test score for the year. This is my 5th year at Liberty. Each year before this, the winner of this award has earned the spot by less than a half a point advantage. Ainsley is our winner this year with a full point advantage. I just say that to say that this is a really competitive award, and it's an honor to achieve it. Ainsley, congratulations on this achievement. You're a quiet presence for good in my classroom. You're another one of those kids that could fly under the radar. I'm proud of your faithful stewardship of your talents and your clear academic excellence. I look forward to seeing you in the fall. I've got a book for you. The title is Euclid's Window, the Story of Geometry from Parallel Lines to Hyperspace. I'll give it to you then. Well done. I now get to move on to the Geometry Award for this year, the Outstanding Geometry Student. And it's my pleasure to announce that Maxwell Moran has earned the title for this year. Here again, 2 of us teach geometry, so we use the same approach to selecting the outstanding student that we use in Algebra 1. It's been my good fortune to work with Maxwell for the last 2 years through Algebra 1 and now geometry. He's another one of those quiet, faithful contributors to the classroom. If I'm not mistaken, Maxwell didn't miss and wasn't late for a single assignment during those 2 years. Thank you, Maxwell, for your faithful approach to your studies. You know, I know a lot of smart people and I know a lot of diligent people, but Maxwell, you've got the blessing of being a smart, diligent person. I look forward to seeing you in the fall. I've got another copy of Euclid's Window for you. Congratulations. I'd now like to hand off to Dr. Locke for the presentation of the Algebra 2 Award.
Yeah, and the Algebra 2 Award goes to Cohen Stern. And again, my Word document disappeared. Talk about flying under the radar. This was a really close call, but the best student Algebra 2 this year is Cohen Stern. And honestly, you know, like grading is not my favorite thing to do, but it's always a pleasant surprise to see his tests. In class, he's quiet and calm, even though he's sitting what I call is with all the bros. And when called upon and when volunteering answers, he always uses excellent math vocab, and that is not very common. Most people say, well, the thingy under the thingy, and he uses just the right words. I really enjoyed his quiet sense of humor and his joyful attitude, and he makes it look effortless. Congratulations, Cohen.
Well, it's my honor to be able to present the Pre-Calculus Al-Khwarizmi Award this year to Mr. David Hill. Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi is commonly known as one of the fathers of algebra, as he was the head of the library of the House of Wisdom in Baghdad in the 9th century, and he's the author of the treatise, The Compendous Book on Calculation by Completion, Algebra and Balancing. That's where we get the word algebra from. It's from Al-Khwarizmi's book on completion and balancing. The annual Al-Khwarizmi Award is presented to the student in pre-calculus who exhibit spectacular attention to detail and puts forth, mute the last speaker there. There we go. Sorry. The annual, who exhibits spectacular attention to detail and puts forth immense effort towards excellence and understanding, thereby earning the highest grades as a result of dedication to the study of mathematics. I'm pleased to present that to David for his outstanding performance in pre-calculus, along with an Amazon gift card. David's going to get one of my favorite books, Zero, the biography of a dangerous idea, filled with the wonder, fascination, and beauty of mathematics to continue and fuel his passion for math. Congratulations, David.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Lannon, and I will be presenting 2 math awards. The first one is the AP Calculus AB Award, and that goes to Micah Sanfilippo. Micah has worked tirelessly in AP Calculus AB this year to understand every concept and perform well at every task that has been set for her. Her work is clear and easy to comprehend, and her smile brightens up our class every day. She has differentiated herself by excelling in every examination, and she has been an integral part of our class. Congratulations, Micah. Next, I'll do the AP Calculus BC Award. That is going to Gwen Willis. Gwen is thoughtful, dedicated, and consistently amazing. Gwen has passed through a series of tests to demonstrate her worthiness for this award, and her grades have been converging on a 100% A+ level of achievement. She knows the difference between polar bears and polar graphs, and she can find the area enclosed by at least one of those. She has mastered improper integrals by applying the proper techniques. For both Micah and Gwen, the limit to their potential does not seem to exist. They will both be receiving a copy of Infinite Powers. Let's see if I can get it up with the background there, and it might be backwards, but that's Infinite Powers, How Calculus Reveals the Secrets of the Universe. Congratulations, Micah and Gwen.
To find the optimal value of a quadratic function opening down, you look for the vertex. To find the optimal college algebra student, look no further than Ava Wendler. Ava has shown fortitude, joy, optimism, and a genuine intellectual curiosity that have been unbounded this year. Congrats to the outstanding college algebra student of the year, Ava Wendler. For college trigonometry, this student was really rad this year in college trigonometry. The Outstanding College Trigonometry Student of the Year award goes to Angelina Walton. Like a vector, Angelina approached math class each day with strength and direction. She was determined to conquer any math problem she was faced with and had the tenacity to never back down. She had an uplifting attitude in class and put in hard work each day for the past 2 years of math class with me. Thank you, Angelina. For AP Statistics, the Outstanding Student of the Year goes to a real outlier, Ryan Weaver Bidwell. Ryan is kind, careful, and pays attention to every detail in class. He asks conceptual questions and is steadfast in his hard work. Thank you for every time you asked what things mean. Great job, Ryan. Finally, my last award is for Calculus 3. Although your partial derivatives equal 0, Simon Hempel Costello, you are not a saddle point, you are a global maximum. Thank you for considering the content each day. Thank you for working tirelessly on math assignments. There were times in class when Simon would guess a theorem when I was leading up to it in an example. Simon, your curiosity and love of learning make your future limitless. Thanks and congratulations, Simon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Wallace. I teach choir here and musical theater at Liberty Common. This is my first year, and I'm really excited to be able to hand out this year's choir and musical theater awards. So let's go ahead and get started with the Eagle Singers Junior High Choir Award. Is going to go to Allie Gilkey. I frequently tell my students in choir that you will get out what you put in, and Allie has put in much. She always tries her best, and is always ready to grow and learn. It is no shocker that the growth in this student's ability to understand and practice music from the beginning of the year until now is staggering. Having been part of my choir for both semesters, this student was always excited for choir and has a smile that could light up any room. When it was so easy so many times to be discouraged, Allie always possessed a positive attitude and ultimately elevated our whole class to a higher level of learning. She is gracious in all she does, even when I address her by the wrong name at least 5 times per class, maybe more. Sorry. You just want to be around her, and I hope, for the sake of all of us in choir, Allie, that we will be able to do just that next year. Congratulations, Allie Gilkey. The next award that I like to award is the Liberty Singers High School Choir. This award is going to Hannah Lovely. From day one, Hannah always put her best foot forward and did so gracefully. From the beginning of class until the bell rang, Hannah was always eager to learn, tried her best, and took advantage of every opportunity. Her true aim was not for the spotlight, but for the success of her peers and for the chance to be a part of the best choir possible with her friends. Hannah was willing to try and fail so that she could create a community where others felt that they could do the same. Hannah's selfless approach paid off personally as well, developing skills that only the best high school singers in Colorado possess. An invaluable member of our choir, it's my privilege to be able to give this year's high school choir award to Hannah Lovely. Thank you. We're gonna miss you. Moving on to our junior high musical theater award. This is going to Evie Greenacre. For the first few weeks of this student coming into my musical theater class, I didn't know for sure if she was, liking it. Whether this was a misconception on my end, or if my choice of activities for the first few weeks were truly underwhelming, I guess we will never know for sure. But it would become very evident very soon just how serious this student was about musical theater. This student came into our audition and blew me away with her talent, of which no short supply was necessary for the role that she landed. This, combined with a beautiful balance of sweetness and hidden sass, made this student perfect for her role. This student has a curious nature and a hunger to learn and grow, which is so important in theater. After accepting her role, this student owned the responsibility to her peers to try her very best. She had her lines memorized and her music rehearsed before we even worked on them in class. This student led with a gentle but firm hand, and in so doing brought focus and energy to our classroom. This student made us a better cast and me a better teacher. Thank you for that, Evie, and congratulations. Our next award goes to, this is the High School Musical Theater Award, and this is going to Megan Dilly. A lesson that those pursuing the arts in college or as a career will undoubtedly learn is that talent can only take you so far. Talent can open the door for an artist, and with it, they can impact the world in a unique way that no one else can. But, as all your teachers at Liberty would say, hard work is what will take you far. A hard worker in the study of the dramatic arts does not solely wish to make a statement, but is willing to have a conversation with their character and be confronted by that character's perspectives and experiences. In having that conversation, not only has this hard worker reaped the fruits of their labor in the form of personal growth, but they have gained the tools to share truth, beauty, and goodness with any person in any walk of life. Fortunately for Megan Dilly, she is both talented and a hard worker. When others were sipping pina coladas on their back porches over last summer, which we all deserve this summer, to be fair, Megan was hard at work studying and preparing for the show that she would co-direct in the spring. When I was just trying to learn the ropes when I first arrived at Liberty last August, Megan was there to literally show me the ropes. and other important props, as she had just spent many of her summer days reorganizing the props closet. In addition to staying up until an obscene hour to help finish building our set this past fall, Megan was my marketing manager for the fall musical theater production. Not only were her ideas of how to advertise our show creative, but she carried them out before I even thought of asking her to. On top of all this, boy, can this girl cut a rug. Megan, as familiar as you are with all the dances the college kids are doing, I am excited to see all that you will learn in your post-high school pursuits, and even more excited to see how you apply those lessons to bring a little more truth, beauty, and goodness into our world. Congratulations. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mr. Lunn. I'll be giving the rest of the music department awards, the instrumental music awards. First, I want to recognize a few students that made some honor groups this year and didn't get the chance to experience those groups. They all took place in the spring. One was the Poudre School District Middle School Honor Band, which selects about 70 to 80 students from the entire school district. We had 3 students make that. We had Abby Deharsh, Alexa Lotsky, and George Knaus. So congratulations to those students. Hopefully next year we'll get another chance. And then for the high school All-State Band, the Colorado All-State Band, we had 2 students make it for the first time. We had Ryan Anderson make it on clarinet and Colin Norman make it on trumpet. And Colin was our first trumpet player from Liberty to ever make All-State Band. It's a huge honor, and unfortunately they didn't get to play, but they're both young enough that they get another chance next year. So I'll start with our middle school awards. An intermediate band is 7th and 8th graders, so I give an award to an 8th grader and a 7th grader. The 8th grade Outstanding Band Member Award this year goes to Abby Deharsh. Abby is awesome. Her nickname is Abulous. I'm proud to say that I came up with that. Maybe. What I love about Abby is she brings her sense of humor to class, but she also brings her incredible work ethic to class. And through this quarantine, I think us musicians have discovered that music isn't a solitary art. It needs to be played with other musicians. Our musicians, I strive to teach them to learn to work on their skill, but also they need that experience of working with other musicians in class. And Abby does this incredibly. She works hard, and she's very easy to work with, and she stays on top of things and has a wonderful sense of humor. And I love working with her. Our 7th grade award goes to Alexa Lotsky. Alexa new in the middle school this year. But immediately from day one, I could tell that I was going to get along with Alexa, and she just had the right attitude, and continues to have the right attitude through our online school experiment. She's an excellent musician, but more importantly, she works hard and she's consistent. And my years in music have shown me that really it's the unglamorous consistency day to day that helps you develop that skill that will turn you into an artist someday, which is what I'm hoping. Alexa, I already heard her improve through this year, and I'm so excited to see where she takes this skill into the rest of her middle school and high school career. So on to the concert band. The concert band is 9th through 12th graders. And so I give one award to an underclassman and one to an upperclassman. We'll start with our upperclassman award, Outstanding Band Member Colin Norman. Colin first started playing trombone in 7th grade, and he got really good at it. And then he did the smartest thing. He quit right after he got good. I was like, Colin, what are you doing? The next year he decided to try trumpet. And I said, whatever. And lo and behold, Colin got really good at the trumpet. In the meantime, in high school, he took a year off of band. And then out of the blue this year said he was going to go ahead and join band again. And I was so happy to hear that. Well, what happened after that is Colin worked harder than anybody else. He would practice daily, 9th period, and he would show the results of what lots of practicing gets you. And he's become quite a fine musician and is still just hungry for music and just learning more and being a better musician. We talked today about him going down to New Orleans and engaging in a trumpet battle someday because he found out that's something you can do. So I'm looking forward to that. And our underclassmen award, it goes to Ryan Anderson, playing our first chair clarinet part, inexplicably calling me dad every day. But I do appreciate that Ryan has that amazing balance of great sense of humor, and he's very serious about excellence. In band, he would always pay attention to the details, and I really enjoyed that. He kept me on my toes because quite often we would move on to another song, and Ryan would speak up and say, "Hey, just can we look at this little part one more?" And I'd like to say, "Well, okay, Ryan, I want to move on." But quite often, it was a very good suggestion, and it really reminded me that what I want our band members and our orchestra members to think of is that it's their group. It's not my group. They're part of the group, and everybody needs to speak up, to bring the group to excellence. And Ryan did such a great job at that, and he knows how to improvise on the clarinet too, and he sounds awesome. Okay, moving on to, let's see, the orchestra, the string orchestra. In the orchestra, we have, I'm going to give an upperclassman and a lowerclassman award as well. We'll start with our upperclassman, one of our seniors, Eva Hoskins. So I've gotten to work with Eva from 8th grade until her senior year, and it's been such a joy, really a joy to work with her entire family, as her mother and her grandfather have come worked with the orchestra. They're going to be missed greatly. But what I appreciate about Eva, again, is her willingness to not only share her musical talent, but really her cooperative attitude. That is so important. There was a year that we needed a viola player. Eva happens to be a great viola player, so she moved on to viola. This year, I needed another violin player, and even though I think she wanted to play viola, she was willing to play first violin for us. And without complaining or anything, she's just got that kind of attitude about everything. She's been kind of the heart of the orchestra for so many years. And as I said, she will be missed, but she is highly appreciated. Okay, our other orchestra award recipient is Juliana Kramer. So Juliana just brings not only talent and work ethic, but just joy to the classroom every single day, even when she's tired from swim practice or whatever else she's involved in. Juliana, again, is always willing to do whatever it takes to help the music be excellent while she continues to work on her own skill. I was inspired that Julia overcame an injury that was caused by playing violin that she had to deal with last year, and was very, very patient in the fact that she couldn't play very much for a while. And she handled it with the best attitude possible. And she appeared to heal this year and just did great and played so well. And I'm so glad that I'm going to get to have her in our orchestra for years to come. Great job, Juliana. Okay, the jazz band. The jazz band is a group that meets at 6:45 in the morning, 3 mornings a week. So just being in the jazz band, I appreciate all those students getting up that early, just coming and working hard on music. But this student in particular, I did recognize him last year, but I had to recognize him again. He would often get to the school before me, unless I got there really early. And it's Jason Bruce, by the way. Jason was our drummer, and a jazz band without a solid drummer is a big struggle. And Jason is so solid. He's a natural musician, but without an ego and with a hunger to learn more all the time. And really very teachable individual as well. I appreciate his cheerfulness when he's being corrected or when I'm making suggestions, even if I'm not making sense and I'm speaking some strange drum sound language. Jason tries really hard to figure out what I'm talking about, and he makes it happen. And if he can't make it happen, he'll keep working until he does. Jason has the right attitude about music. He's got a passion for it, and I can't wait to see what he does in the future. Our final award in the music department is called the Collegium Musicum Award. It's really our senior award, and it's our outstanding all-around Liberty Musician Award. This year it goes to Elizabeth Rencher. I will try to keep it short, but I've worked with Elizabeth since 7th grade. She's played flute all those years in band. She really has been the perfect ensemble member, as you can easily imagine, with her quiet patience, her cheerful attitude, her focus, her hard work, her willingness to always want to get better. But this year she did something above and beyond. We didn't have a piano player in our jazz band, and Elizabeth was going to play flute. And I said, well, we need a piano player. And Elizabeth immediately just said, I'll do it, which is really quite a bit to take on. Jazz band piano parts are pretty difficult. She did a great job, first of all, and with such a cheerful attitude. I was also fortunate to have her in a music theory and history class this year, and through our online study, the students have been writing a lot more about music and writing responses about what they're listening to, and I just cannot believe the cool insights that she comes up with what she's hearing. It's that moment when you want the student to see what you see and you want them to hear what you hear, and when I read what Elizabeth writes, I get that feeling, and it's so satisfying and wonderful. Elizabeth has been the best. Great job, Elizabeth.
Hello, Meg Salazar here, and time for some art awards with a little bit of a different design of the background. After some junior high awards, Mr. Seipel and I will present awards on all the aspects that make up a great artist. So let's get rolling with the junior high studio award to Catlin Tran. This recognizes Catlin for showing exceptional artistic practice, exceptional potential in that practice. She has just impeccable craftsmanship in both sculpting and drawing. Catlin is a remarkably humble person and turns every class project into a thing of beauty. She is such a joy, and I truly hope she continues art into high school, as she's just going to, she's got such wonderful potential. Moving on to the Junior High Art Historian Award, this goes to Bill Sears. Bill is positively ravenous for art history. He really was noteworthy, as it says here, in his intellectual curiosity and scholarship of this complex discipline of art history. I have never in my 10 years had a student do so much extra research on the topics of the Core Art 8 class. Bill even made extra slideshows to present more details on the content to the class. It was simply an impressive performance in class this year, so congratulations, Bill. Next up, we have an award from Mr. Seipel.
Yeah, the next award is our Art Historian Award for high school. And in a class full of stellar and intellectually curious scholars, I chose Riley Newald to receive that award. I'm not seeing it up on the screen. Thank you. In this class of excellent scholars, Riley really takes it to the next level. She peppers me constantly with questions, both in class and out of class, often discovers little bits and corners of history by doing her own research that I didn't even know. And she takes a special enthusiasm for making connections to artworks that she has encountered outside of class to the artworks we're studying in class. She's maintained this interest first through she missed several weeks of school due to an illness, and she maintained her interest through that. And then well into quarantine, even today, she was sending me questions about the lecture we had this morning. So I'm very enthusiastic to present her with the Art Historian Award for 2020.
Next up is our Tenacity Award, going to, of course, Joan Shoemaker. Joan is like a pit bull when he latches onto an art or design project. He will work tirelessly until he has absolutely crafted a piece to his utmost best ability. So for his persistence in the study and practices of art and design, he gets this award. And just also a note that the background of this award is a portion of one of his elaborate designs that has already been sent off to College Board for his AP portfolio. He has a lot to be proud of this year. We also have another AP student getting an award in technical mastery. This goes to Tori John. Tori achieved excellence in the skills of drawing and illustration. She has such a broad grasp of illustration styles and drawing styles, and she is mostly self-taught. It's quite remarkable. She's even developed a new style that mimics traditional Korean art, like the piece you see in the background, to enhance the visual eloquence of elevated social commentaries she makes through her portfolio this year. Yeah, visual eloquence is definitely the term I would use for Tori's work. Next, we're going to move on to an award called the Work Ethic Award, and this goes to Larissa Albiston, and Mr. Seipel has some notes to say first.
Yeah, when Ms. Salazar and I were both discussing who should get this award, the name at the top of both of our lists was Larissa Albiston. And for Mrs. Salazar, it's for a studio class, and for me, it's for AP Art History. So it's really this, those are very two different kinds of work to be doing, and she excelled in both places. She's one of the hardest working students I've had ever in art history. And I have to say personally, as a student that I have genuinely missed during the quarantine. And so very, very happy to give Larissa Albiston a Work Ethic Award. Ms. Salazar, do you have something to add?
Yes. I just want to mention that Larissa, with her intermediate photography projects, she would finish time and labor intensive projects well before the deadlines. The image you see in the background here is one of those pieces that she did for compositional study, but she would make these handcrafted pieces in the darkroom that were absolutely gorgeous, and it was really due to the hard work and hours she would put in. Her enthusiasm just enriched the culture of the classroom. So we are very grateful for Larissa. And moving on to our next award. This one is the Out of the Box Award, going to Alyssa Moore, with a beautiful Henry Moore piece in the background. So Alyssa, her creativity is astounding. This award couldn't be more fitting because throughout the semester, her work began on a rectangular two-dimensional frame and ended up evolving into 3D sculptural forms with complex negative spaces. I am just quite simply proud of Alyssa Moore, and she should really be proud of this award. Finally, we're moving on to the last award, the last art award of the night. This is the Da Vinci Award, and I will allow Mr. Seipel to introduce this one.
So the Da Vinci Award is not an award we give every year. We reserve it for those students who exhibit extremely high level of mastery in both craft and concept, and it has to be across multiple media. So Bella Knudsen is the one to get it this year for sure. I had her in ceramics this year, and she created objects that were top level advanced objects that were original and beautifully crafted. She did both functional objects and sculptural objects, and all at an advanced level. Ms. Salazar?
Yes, I will also say that Bella's drawing abilities are professional in quality. People go to art colleges for years laboring to acquire her level of craft. She has a mastery of composition. Her art is conceptually challenging. She is passionate, dedicated. She has the capacity to soar to great heights in her artistic practice, and I hope that she continues. We are tremendously proud of our artists this year. And now moving on.
Hello, I'm Mr. Torgerson, and I teach physical education and health. I'm here to present the 7th and 8th grade physical education champions for the fall and spring semester. PE champions earn this award by a combination of hard work in their warm-up laps, winning games, and getting good grades on their PE tests. So it's not just about winning games. They have a true balance of hard work, teamwork, and acing the tests. So I would like to recognize the champions for 7th grade. That would be Alexa Lotsky and Ty Yoder. So congratulations, guys. This was a particularly hard year to win since all the 7th graders were in the spring semester. So they were competing against 4 different classes, which is really cool. And for the 8th grade, we have Patrick Rona, Caitlin Redstone, Cora Clemmer, and Francesco Arndorfer. So well-deserved, everyone. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Stephen Gerson. I'm the French teacher at Liberty Common. And so I get to award the French awards for all 3 levels of French. For French 1, the award goes to Ava Neiman. Ava is truly remarkable. Usually when you are teaching French 1, you're very happy if students can just put a coherent sentence together. Ava does so much more with her homework. She's always writing these incredible stories about, a kitchen being taken over by lobsters or something like that. It's just incredible how creative she can be as a French 1 student and how much enjoyment I get out of reading her homework because there's so much creativity in it. So congratulations, Ava. French 2 award goes to Eva Katapodis. Eva is one of these really wonderful students who was a good student last year in French 1. And this year she just really turned it up a notch, 2 notches, 3 notches. And she became one of the truly outstanding students in the class. She's one of the people who's always raising her hand to be a part of it. And in French class, that's not always easy. People are a little bit embarrassed about their accent or whether they have the right words, but Eva's really turned into an outstanding student who wants to speak French, and there's nothing you could want more when you're teaching. So congratulations, Eva. Okay, French 3, the winner is Jack Wilde, and I guess it says a lot that this is the 3rd time that Jack's name has been called this evening. French 3 is where you go from just studying grammar and vocabulary to where you're reading literature. And Jack is really somebody who enjoys talking about the books, also somebody who always wants to participate. And it's really nice. Now, he is one of these people who always keeps his camera on, even during these days of Zoom. And he's always raising his hand on Zoom. So I find that amusing. So Jack's an excellent scholar and someone who really understands what it is that we're talking about when we are reading French literature. So congratulations, Jack. So I think that takes us to the next language now.
All right, soy Senora Bradley. I get to start out with the Spanish awards with one of the Spanish 1 awards. At the beginning of the year, we always like to talk to our students about learning a language that you're going to be speaking and conversing in is not just about learning the vocab and the grammar, but that you have to take those risks. And Logan Haugeston has taken lots of risks, and she's not afraid to come forward, to speak, and to really challenge herself in that way. She is always out of the park with vocab and grammar, of course. However, taking that risk and not being afraid to speak and always volunteering when no one else will, it really kind of sets that apart. I'm so proud of you, Logan, for taking those risks, not being afraid to speak, not being afraid to make those mistakes, putting yourself out there, and not just with the spoken word, but the written word as well. You continue to challenge yourself to make really sophisticated sentences and not just a real simple subject verb. So I'm really excited about what you're going to do in the future with Spanish and be well on your way to speak fluently. Good job. Spanish Tuesday, Paulina's up next, Mrs. Udrich.
Hi, everybody. Hola. Hola a todos. Este año ha sido un buen año. This has been a really good year. So in Spanish 1, Mrs. Bradley and I have been really lucky that we've had students that are excited and they want to learn to speak, and they've been participating even on Zoom when it is a little bit harder. So to choose my Spanish 1 award, it was a little bit hard, but when I started thinking about who is always going above and beyond, there was only one person that I could give this award to, and that is Mr. Merrick Randstrom. Merrick, I am incredibly grateful for you. You're always volunteering your answers, and you work hard. And as I said before, you always go above and beyond. And I am also really grateful. You're one of the few boys that still is nice enough to your teachers that you keep your video on and participate in class even without us asking you. I really hope that you stay taking Spanish for the long run, because I want to see where you go, okay? And now congratulations, Merrick. And for the Spanish 2 award, this is gonna go to Miss Darini Sriram. And so most of you may not know this, but I started at the elementary school doing an after-school program. And I've been Darini's teacher since probably she was in the 1st or 2nd grade. And let me tell you something about Darini. She has not changed much. She is still incredibly brilliant and inquisitive, and she participates in class, and she's funny. She makes class better. And Darini, I am so excited that I still get to keep you for 2 more years. And I just want to see, like, you're going to be like multilingual, right? So that's what I want for you. I'm really excited that you're going to, I get to keep you for 2 more years. And you are an outstanding student, completely outstanding student. So congratulations, Darini. So for my Spanish 3 award, so I'm going to tell you right away, outstanding student, Sydney Taylor. And now the reason why I'm going to list all the amazing qualities of Sydney Taylor is because that's how Sydney is. Sydney is all about work and just getting things done. She keeps me on track in class. Like, she asks me specific questions. She says, do you remember that we are supposed to do this or that, right? Always in the private chat when we're on Zoom, so I don't get embarrassed. But the reality, Sydney, is that it's been a joy to have you in class. You're not the most talkative person, but I feed off of all the things that you say, and you always participate, and you're always willing to raise your hand when we're in regular class and also in Zoom. So you're such a no nonsense, let's learn this. You ask the very best questions, and I am always impressed by the quality of your work. So I hope that you also stay for the long run and to keep you all the way to AP Spanish, because I am sure you would do incredible. So that's for my Spanish 3 award. Congratulations, Sydney. Now for my Spanish 4 award, Ryan Anderson. And I only said that because a lot of times in the morning announcements, people joke about Ryan Anderson, and I know I poke plenty of fun to Ryan, but the reality is that Ryan is amazing. Ryan is intellectually above others, certainly above me. He's so smart and he works so hard. That's why he is smart, because he is willing to put the time in to learn things and to work harder than most. This year, Ryan, I was lucky that Ryan was my IA, one of my instructional assistants. And Ryan, I always told him all year long, like, oh, Ryan is my worst IA, and the AP class will make fun of him because he was IA during that period. But the reality is that Ryan's been a true gift to some of my students struggling, because he's incredible. He dedicates so much time to like explain things, and he finds the way to help others, and he has a great attitude, and I love Ryan. I truly do, and I love that he is okay with me bugging him every single day in Spanish 4. So I'm excited to see what next year brings in AP Spanish, Ryan, but congratulations, you definitely deserve this award. And now for my AP Spanish award. Now I'm not gonna get all teary, but I know that some other people might. Yes, I'm looking at you, Miss Fowler, because the award winner this year for AP Spanish is Ryan Weaver Bidwell. Ryan, I've been your teacher for 4 years now. It gives me the chills to just think that next year you won't be in school. It's crazy, because you bring so much to class with an attitude that is not overwhelming. Like, you're not the most outspoken person, you're not the loudest person, and yet what you give to our classroom is so much that I don't think you even see how amazing you are. I think the day you realize all the amazing things you can do, you're gonna grow a giant head. But the reality, Ryan, is that I've loved being your teacher for this past 4 years. And you've grown so much in so many different ways, and you're an incredible young man, and I am so appreciative of you, because you've been doing so much during Zoom meetings, not only having your camera on, but participating, asking questions, interacting, talking to others, and you are such a support for the rest of the class. And the reality is that this was a hard award to choose, because you're incredible, but I have 15 other incredibles AP students. And I just had to think who would be the best, and the one that I want to say that I am proud of you and I'm going to miss you, and that's you, Ryan. So congratulations. I know you're going to still be in our lives, because we're not going to let you leave so soon. So we love you, and congratulations, Ryan, on being an outstanding, excellent student. And now for the Latin awards.
Salveta omnes. My name is Cassie Abel, and I'm one of the Latin instructors here at Liberty. And I have the pleasure to start introducing the gold medal winners for the National Latin exam for Latin 1. Just to make a quick announcement, across all levels of Latin at Liberty, there were 251 students who took the National Latin exam, and only a handful of them scored high enough to receive the gold medal. So just to let the students know, these won't be in your lockers waiting for you at the end of the school year, because we won't be receiving them until the middle of summer, but we will definitely get them to you the next academic year. So congratulations to you all. I'm going to start out with the Latin 1 NLE gold medal winners. So I'd like to announce the names: Bennett Claver, Sophia Pinella, Paul Skalicki, Zinnen Van Maren, Nick Rodon, Michael McDonald, Seth Arnett, Brooklyn Cardenas, Andrew Barber, Grayson Hodges, Ainsley Burkhalter, Lori Bilecki, Tyson McKinnon, Riley Flates, Abby Tate, Adrian Broski, Patrick Whalen, Noah Fishbeck, Caitlin Sun, Brooke Stern, Aidan Woodard, Callie Gillespie, Hadley Elgard, and Cohen Cushman. Congratulations, all of you Latin 1 students. This is a really well-deserved honor. And next, I want to announce the National Latin Exam Perfect Score winner for Latin 1. This award goes to Bennett Clover, one of my Latin 1 students. He just really has performed exceptionally well this entire school year, and consistently was the top scorer on all of the practice National Latin exams that we did. So I'm really proud of you, Bennett. Congratulations on this award. Thank you.
All right, and I am going to announce the Latin 1 award winner. We always give this award to a 7th grade Latin 1 student, and that Latin 1 student this year is Brooklyn Cardenas. Brooklyn always comes to class with a smile and a quiet enthusiasm. She listens actively and has certainly saved me many times from answering my own questions, especially via Zoom. She was the only 7th grade student to get a perfect score on a practice NLE, and I was so proud of her when she did. And Brooklyn, I really do hope that you stick with Latin because you're so amazing at it. Please, please join our Latin nerd group. Thanks.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm going to make the rest of the Latin awards, starting with Latin 2. We have a number of NLE gold medalists at the Latin 2 level. Their names are Riley Carlson, Quinlan Gregg, Amelia Harkey, Amelia Macy, Caitlin McHugh, Paige Mitchell, Will Notafrancesco, Alicia Navarez, Freddie Schisler, Bill Sears, Aaliyah Shoemaker, Ethan Sinley, Julian Thompson Cox, Kale Washburn, Lily Wilson, PJ Rona. Now, we also had 2 students who earned perfect scores on the National Latin exam, so they get a special certificate along with their gold medal. And those 2 students are Quinlan Gregg and Amelia Macy. Okay, I'm also going to make the award for the Outstanding Latin 2 student. This always goes to an 8th grade student, and this year goes to Julian Thompson Cox. Julian, this is my first year teaching you, and you've shown yourself to be a truly excellent student in every way. The one trait that I especially want to commend you for is your meticulous attention to detail. Noticing and getting the details correct is crucial, not only in the study of Latin, but as you probably know, in practically everything else you want to pursue. So keep up the great work, Julian, and congratulations. I'm also going to make the Latin 3 awards. So on the Latin 3 exam, we had some gold medalists, and they are Luke Bassett, Ben Brayman, Gabe Hoyer, Cole Cachet, and Grace McCormick. The award for the Outstanding Latin 3 student goes to Grace McCormick. Congratulations, Grace. Your superior work, unwavering dedication, and gracious, positive attitude make you a star. You're brilliant, and I'm grateful to have you in my class. So well done, Grace. Moving on to Latin 4 awards. Gold medalists on the National Latin exam are Isa Kenzabekova and Nicole Dilley. The award for Outstanding Latin 4 student goes to Nicole Dilley. Congratulations, Nicole. Your perseverance and enthusiasm for Latin is truly inspiring. You are a leader among the Latin students, and the entire department appreciates your work and service to promote the study of Latin and the ancient world. Thank you, Nicole, and again, congratulations. Okay, we'll move on to AP Latin. The AP Award for Outstanding Latin Student belongs to Ava Windler. Congratulations, Ava. Your passion for Latin is evident every day in class, where you always come well prepared and eager to translate. You are an excellent Latinist and a true joy to have in class. I'm looking forward to reading Latin with you again next year. Well done, Ava. Okay, and finally, Latin 6. I'm sure you all didn't know we had quite so many different levels of Latin here. Okay, the award for Outstanding Latin 6 student goes to Paige Moore. Paige, you have a long history of excellence in Latin here at Liberty. I remember giving you the award for Outstanding Latin 1 student when you were in 7th grade, and I think you have received this honor every year since. Now you're graduating and you're leaving us, but not without one additional award. You also received the CAMWUS Award for Outstanding Accomplishment in Classical Studies. CAMWUS stands for the Classical Association of the Middle, South, and West, which is a long-established national organization for classicists. This award carries with it a one-year membership in the organization, and as a membership, you have certain benefits. You can apply for various study and travel grants, you receive publications in the field, and you have access to some very important resources. And you can attend the annual conference, which is in various interesting cities every year. So Paige, you are an accomplished Latinist, and I will miss you. Congratulations and the best of luck in your college career. That does it for Latin.
It's my honor to present the Staten Merit Award to 2 students this year, Aldous Jean and Alyssa Moore. This award was created by Dwayne Staten, a history teacher, and it was meant to recognize a student who has grown in their academic excellence and character throughout their high school career. Aldous, when you arrived at Liberty in 9th grade, you had the ability to perform academically, but you've grown in your thirst for understanding and in the capacity to serve other students with your academic talents. Dr. Polhemus shares this opinion with me. He said, Aldous is a fierce fighter in the quest for knowledge in a way that is constructive to everyone. His unrelenting focus on both the gaining of understanding and the discovering of knowledge is contagious to his peers. But to me, Aldous, the transformation has occurred in your character. You have grown not only in your love of learning, but in your love of teaching. You show respect to others. You show compassion and humility. And you have a joyful willingness to tutor many of my students, even on Zoom. This is why you so richly deserve this Merit Award. Alyssa Moore, I have enjoyed knowing you for the past 6 years. Do you remember 7th grade? Organizing mountains of papers, writing essays, and completing so many, many, many problems on that whiteboard. In all of this, you've always showed a graceful tenacity, a positive attitude, and a strong will to be independent and academically successful. But your character has so completely surpassed your academic achievements. It's been such a precious gift to me to know your tender soul. It is one of service and compassion, and so many times you gifted me with your gentle presence after Maria's passing. Alyssa, you have shown such phenomenal academic growth, maturity, and character throughout your time at Liberty Common High School. Congratulations to both Aldous and Alyssa.
Good evening. I have the pleasure to present this Merit Award to Kiera Klinkscales. I've enjoyed working with Kiera and seeing her grow into a confident student at Liberty. I've seen her diligently working to understand the concepts that we were reviewing in class. There were times when it was frustrating and discouraging for Kiera. However, she persevered through these trials to become a stronger student. Kiera, I'm so proud to see you grow these past 2 years. I know that you will continue to excel in high school with your positivity and hardworking mentality. Congratulations.
Okay, the next awards we're going to do is a series of senior awards. This is the grand finale. These are the big awards after years of attending Liberty. As you get within days of of the graduation ceremony, who knows, we'll mention that another time. But as we get in the waning days of the year for our seniors, tomorrow being their last official day, these awards are just a remarkable statement about the character of our senior class as exemplified by some of our top seniors. So we're going to start off with the Class Motto Award. And so Isabella and Gordy, our school captains, are going to lead that off.
Hi, so each year, LCHS adopts an annual motto to underscore the school's yearly operational and aspirational goals. The annual motto is selected by leaders of our senior class 1 year before our graduation date. The annual motto is nicely printed, framed, and posted prominently in every classroom, office, and conference room throughout the school. Its purpose is to combine the character and ambitions of the senior class within the overall administration and direction of the school, and to do so in a way that altogether recognizes our seniors are indeed authentic leaders in the school and that their impact upon the institution is meaningful and lasting.
This year's motto is Per Aspera ad Astra, in English, through hardships to the stars. It is a perfect motto for the mighty class of 2020, and it has been an inspiring motto for our instructors, administrators, and everyone who works at our excellent school. Tonight is the first and last time this award will be given to a graduating senior. The one-time only Per Aspera ad Astra award goes to a graduating senior who through character, work ethic, leadership, and scholarship best embodies the ethos of our class and the spirit of our class motto. As school captains, it is our esteemed privilege to present the Per Aspera ad Astra award to our dear friend, Micah Nab.
Mrs. Burgess, are you on? Mrs. Burgess? Is it possible your microphone is it not muted?
Can you guys hear me now? Sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, sorry, let me start again. The annual Woman of Liberty Award goes to a graduating senior who's widely admired as an emblem of what a young woman of liberty ought to be. She is cheerful and kind. She is strong. She sets a good example for others. She is a leader. She projects the school's capstone virtues. She is scholarly. She is a fierce competitor. She looks out for others and supports them. She shows them the way forward. She is moral, upright, and dignified. She returns gratitude to her instructors. She supports the goals of liberty and our school. She loves her peers and her teachers, and they love her. She has a bright future. She is wise. Liberty Common School will always be proud to call her LCHS alumna. When it comes to this year's Women of Liberty, she is Miss Megan Kincaid. Yay, Megan, so proud of you.
The annual Man of Liberty Award goes to a graduating senior who is widely admired as an emblem of what a young man of liberty ought to be. He is positive and caring. He is brave. He sets a good example for others. He is a leader. He projects the school's capstone virtues. He is scholarly. He is courageous and brave. He cultivates goodness in others. He is an example of excellence. He is moral, upright, and dignified. He returns gratitude to his instructors. He supports the goals of our school. He loves his peers and his teachers, and they love him. He has a bright future. He is wise. Liberty Common School will always be proud to call him an LCHS alumnus. When it comes to this year's Man of Liberty, he is Mr. Kobe Douglas, 2020 LCHS Man of the Year.
Thank you for the honor of again presenting this award. At the elementary school level, Liberty promotes 7 foundational stones that are associated with characteristics we find admirable when we see them in children. They are responsibility, integrity, respect, perseverance, cooperation, self-control, and citizenship. At the high school level, Liberty promotes what are known as the cardinal virtues. You know them: prudence, temperance, justice, and fortitude. Also celebrated are gratitude and patriotism. Together, these are Liberty's capstone virtues. This award, the Character and Virtue Award, is being presented for the 8th time. It is sponsored by my fellow grandparents of Liberty Common High School. As grandparents, we believe virtue stands above all other qualities. Intelligence alone is not enough. In our experience, we know that individuals who consistently display the highest virtues are the ones who create trust, who provide the best leadership, and who secure liberties for themselves and everyone around them. In 2015, this award was earned by Maria Garland, daughter of Janice and Jeff Garland, and sister of J.J. Garland. Maria lost a heroic battle against cancer in 2017, a battle that focused the attention, priorities, and loves of this entirety Liberty Common family. Throughout the tragic process, as Maria courageously faced death, she summoned all the virtues that are represented by this award, and she demonstrated well the truest essence of courage, virtue, and faith. 2 years ago, this award was renamed for Maria. This year and for years to come, a $1,000 check is being presented with the award, which was made possible by the generous donation from the Garland family in conjunction with the efforts of Liberty Common Core Knowledge Foundation's Board of Directors. Tonight's recipient of the Maria Garland Character and Virtue Award is a graduating senior who is highly admired by her instructors, the administrators, her peers, and the parents and grandparents in this Liberty community. She is regarded by all who know her as one who has consistently displayed Liberty's highest moral characteristics and most revered virtues. And she has done so since her very first days at Liberty. It's the esteemed privilege of Liberty grandparents to present this year's Maria Garland Character and Virtue Award to Miss Nicole Robin. Congratulations, Nicole.
To commemorate the realization of the founder's vision for this school, tonight I'm honored to present the 7th Liberty Founders Award. Tonight's recipient is one who epitomizes the ideal Liberty student, one who is, in every possible way, a diligent, solid, purposeful, and accomplished Liberty Scholar. The Founders Award is given annually to one graduating senior who, in the judgment of the Liberty administration, the faculty, and the founders, best represents Liberty's motto, common knowledge, common virtue, and common sense, and by doing so can be held up as a perfect example of how, at a common school, anyone can achieve extraordinary stature through courage, honest hard work, and good moral character. This year's recipient of the Founders Award has indeed formed good habits and has demonstrated the ability to act rightly and act wisely. For him, these admirable habits have become internalized along his journey towards self-reliance. It's my privilege to present the Liberty Founders Award to Mr. Robert Pershaw. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of these amazing seniors. This is so fun. The LCHS Principals Leadership Award is intended to highlight one senior who has demonstrated extraordinary leadership entirely because he or she is, to their core, inclined to lead others in any situation, at any time, and to do so with persuasive and virtuous effect. Though others in the school have input on the naming of this award's recipient, the designee is determined by me alone. As the name of the award suggests, the Principals Award, our tradition is to choose a recipient for this award who is not an elected school captain or house captain, or one whose position puts them out in front, but whose leadership is recognized and appreciated by others and adds considerable value to our institution. And as the principal of Liberty Common High School, the designated leader of our school, it is an extraordinary honor for me to give this award to one of the most courageous leaders I have ever had the privilege to know. And I've been around a lot of great leaders. This year's recipient is admired for his leadership among his peers, his instructors, the administration, and many others in the community. He has extended our school's reach and visibility into Colorado and beyond. He has promoted the school in Fort Collins, throughout Colorado and around the nation, and virtually anywhere people have wanted to learn more about Liberty Common High School. He never misses an opportunity to promote liberty, to encourage others who attend it, and to project his cheerful countenance when others drift towards cynicism. He persuades others to accomplish things they might not have accomplished without him. He not only demonstrates leadership, but he also intentionally builds and inspires others to be leaders as well. He leads in academic fortitude. He leads by doing big things. He leads by example. He leads well consistently. He leads with confidence. He leads with conviction. He leads with kindness. It is my honor to present the 2020 Principals Leadership Award to Mr. Uriah Nevins. You're an amazing kid, and we're gonna miss you.
Well, for the benefit of all the graduating seniors, this last leadership award, senior leadership award, comes with a brief opportunity for one more interesting history lesson before your last academic day at Liberty Common High School officially concludes. So history records that in the 6th century BC, Publius Valerius was one of the leaders of the Roman Revolution. He helped overthrow the Roman monarchy and establish the Roman Republic. And as the new republic took place, Publius Valerius gained favor among the common people, of the plebes, because he consistently took the side of the common people in civic matters. He envisioned a republic where the people would be empowered and where kings would be no more. Eventually, the people of Rome gave Publius the surname Publicola as a mark of honor. It literally means one who courts the people. As it turned out, Publius Valerius Publicola died poor, yet he was so respected that to cover the costs of a proper funeral befitting a man of his stature, every person in Rome contributed a small amount. In fact, so many people contributed, these are common people, that Publicola's funeral, a commemoration of magnificent leadership, lasted an entire year. It's significant to note that more than 2,000 years later, when leading American intellectuals were making a case for creating our American Republic, the one to which we pledge allegiance together each school day, it was Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay who wrote the Federalist Papers under the pseudonym Publius in honor of Publius Valerius Publicola. So this symbolic identity underscored the direct linkage between the high ideals empowering the individual through the creation of the American Republic and the ancient ideas of Publius Valerius Publicola, the one who courts the people. So the headmaster's Publicola Award goes to a Liberty senior who courts the people, one who works hard, quietly, behind the scenes to make sure students enjoy a great student life throughout their junior high and high school experience here at our school. Though the award's recipient is indeed admired, respected, and appreciated by her peers and instructors, few people really know just how hard Paige Moore has worked over multiple school years to make sure our order system and our house system and Grandparents' Day and dozens of student life considerations were on track and very well executed. In fact, she planned the best Grandparents' Day in the school's history. But few people know this. You might remember it snowed that week and the event got canceled. But cancellation would not go down in total defeat. The tables of food donated for the event were donated to local homeless shelters and charity pantries. She worked early, she worked late, she projected the virtues and values of our students out into the community. And in fact, I got to go and be on hand with her as she represented Liberty Common School at our student body at a Veterans Day event way out in Red Feather Lakes. The veterans and the family members were so touched by her making the trip and conveying the gratitude of our patriotic students. Though she's graduating in a couple weeks and leaving us and leaving our school in great standing with our broader Northern Colorado community, I personally know all of these efforts and all that she's done because she spent so much time in my office pitching new ideas, establishing goals, mapping out plans, and debriefing wildly successful outcomes. It's my honor and privilege to present the 2020 Headmasters Publicola Award to a student leader I've come to respect and admire, and one I will personally miss a lot. She is one who, like Publius himself, has cheerfully and consistently courted the people of Liberty. So tonight, we the people of Liberty return our gratitude and honor of Miss Paige Moore. Congratulations. All right, Torgan, am I doing the closing remarks?
Well, we can flip a coin for it, but you've got the floor. So go ahead, bring us home, Bob.
I'll turn it over to you here in a second. I just want to congratulate all the recipients tonight. Everybody's worked so hard in the school throughout the course of the year. And you know, you win awards at the end of the year and a night like tonight for the accomplishments that you have achieved academically. But you know, working hard in a community like this has a profound influence on everyone else around you. It helps set the tone and set the character for our school. And it helps other students who might have struggled otherwise to follow you as a result of great example. And in fact, some of you award winners tonight, you may agree yourself that you might owe a little part of your success to somebody else who inspired you in the school on how to be a good student, how to have the right attitude about what school is all about and your role in it, and to have maybe a clearer view of the future and what you need to do now in order to achieve those things. Tonight's just this is a celebration of what the purpose of the school is. And I'm so proud of everyone who has worked hard to fulfill the expectations of your instructors and to create a culture where, you know, even students that struggle can succeed beyond their wildest expectations at a school. This is when we discuss the things that make this school great and make our parents proud, grandparents proud, and I hope for all the award winners it makes you proud as well. I certainly am, and so thank you for your hard work and congratulations on all the accolades.
And that will conclude our ceremony for the evening, which is definitely more enjoyable in person. where we can give high fives and see smiling faces and hear rounds of applause. But we didn't want to let this night go. And this is a really important night. All the awardees are well-deserving. We're grateful that you tuned in, and we wish you a blessed night. Good night.